Jordan, I think I'll go next.
Oh, oh, okay.
Because I want to talk about. I want to make a comparison to, and it's a thing you like. Um, so all of the stuff I said about that show having been said, the next thing we're going to talk about is the Mighty Nein.
Luxon beacon is no religious relic. This beacon is a weapon.
Some kind of arcane weapon has crossed our border. War is coming, and you're our only hope of stopping it.
You got the wrong people.
We've got a homeless wizard, an inebriated goblin,
Bottoms up!
a shipwrecked sailor, a cocky ringmaster, a temperamental monk, and chaos incarnate.
Do you want to be my... Face it, we're nobodies.
That's what makes you so dangerous. They'll never see you coming.
Time to put on a show!
Did you actually think you could escape your past?
Shared purpose, shared pain, but mostly shared strength.
9.
Mighty Nein. And Jordan, I need to say a bunch of stuff and ask a bunch of questions, and I need you to let me ask my questions before you interrupt me.
So I will warn you, I might not remember as well as you need me to, because there is a lot with the Mighty Nine.
Perfect.
It is.
No,
It is a. There, from what I remember anyway, it is longer than
is.
No, I don't mean this show. I mean the original content.
The campaign, you mean? That's
Is-
fine. I
yeah.
don't need you to remember everything. So, okay. So to start off with, this is the Mighty Nein, number one. Cue the trailer. The number one thing with this show is I wanted to go into this as clean as possible. I wanted to know none of the characters. I wanted to know none of any of the story. I wanted to know absolutely nothing. I wanted to go into this as fresh as I possibly could. And the difference between going into the Mighty Nein and Vox Machina is I knew who was who. So I knew, for example, that Travis Willingham was Grog. I knew that Sam Riegel was Scanlan, so on and so forth. I knew roughly a little bit about Vox Machina. I know nothing about Critical or about Mighty Nein. General
Which
thoughts
funny
about the
because
show?
which is funny because I've definitely talked to you about it before.
Oh, for sure. But I know Jester because I know what she looks like, and I know
General
her
disposition.
I know, yeah, sort of. Because I've seen, I know that people really dig her. I've seen people who cosplay her. That's kind of it with the characters from that campaign. Other than that, she's the only character I knew from that campaign. And the other, so I guess general thoughts of this, spoiler free, is I really like this show. Like, I really like this show. Like, I really, really, really like this show. I would go so far as to say I like this show better than Vox Machina by like a lot. I think it's, and I would go even farther to say I think it's a better show than Vox Machina.
Oh, it absolutely is because they
narratively
they did a lot of retuning with the story, with the campaign and the story,
just
to make this work better as a show.
Just the difference between
by design.
In Vox Machina, it very much felt like I was coming into a story in motion. I didn't get to know. They didn't do any legwork to introduce you to the characters, who they are, what their relationships are to each other, why they even like each other in the first place, why they're hanging out, and they don't do any flashbacks or anything to flesh out those characters and the relationships between them. The thing about the Mighty Nein that's really cool is the first like 3 episodes, and a negative quality to this is it's a short season, so you're midway and you're like, okay, now we're just kind of figuring this out, but each of the first kind of episodes is devoted to 2 characters, and each of these characters pair off. So it starts off with the Goblin, Nott the Brave, and Caleb. They're the first 2 characters you meet.
Caleb Widogast.
Yeah, and then it's
Jester and Fjord.
And then it is
Beau is on her own for a while,
Beau
but I
is
think
on her own.
she ends up pairing up with Caleb at a certain point.
So because we get to develop this relationship, the team the relationship building of the team, I feel them building as a team, and it makes me relate and connect with these characters better. So I like these characters better. Also, their motivations and backstories are fleshed out and done. It's also a beautifully. I think it's because I watched it after watching 8 episodes of season 4 of Invincible, which looks like unwashed ass. And I said that to Jordan the other day, and Jordan said, you said it funnier.
I don't remember what I said.
Oh, Jordan said, "How dare you say something that is so cruel but accurate?"
Oh yeah. How dare you say something that is so cruel and yet so accurate, or something to that effect.
Because it is a gorgeously, the action sequences are beautiful, they're fluid, they look good, they're clean, they're easy to see, there's not like a shit ton of cuts, it's not trying to hide shit. But that having been said, there are moments.
You can tell that the Critical Role people really put their love into this. Yeah,
chef's kiss. Just pure. Not even the writing, but just the pure look of it is beautiful, and it absolutely cuts corners. There's so many moments where Fjord looks off model. Horrendously off model. There's a lot of episodes where he looks bad and off model. There's a lot of moments where characters look small and off scale and look bad. But this show does such a better job and less flagrantly obvious version of hiding it. Where it's like, yeah, it's like once a frame in one episode. Like, it's not like every other episode. It's not like an Invincible where, like, randomly a street lamp is the size of Invincible for some reason. Even though Invincible is standing right next to it. It doesn't make any sense. This doesn't do that. This looks brilliant. So a thing I wanted to do is I have questions. First thing I want to do is I want to take a stab and let me guess first before you tell me I'm right. Or it's no, I want to guess one at a time. You can tell me one at a time if I'm right. I want to guess because when I was watching this, I don't know what classes they are. So I part of the fun of this is watching it and trying to figure out, okay, which class are they? So I want to guess, and you're gonna tell me if I'm right or not. We're gonna start with the obvious one. Beau's clearly a monk.
Yeah.
Beau's a monk. Not the Brave is a rogue.
Yep.
Not the Brave is a rogue. This is where it gets harder for me. Caleb is a wizard.
Yeah, I believe he's a wizard.
He's a wizard, right? Not a mage, but a wizard, because those are different classes.
Mage doesn't exist. There's sorcerer and there's wizard.
That's it.
Sorcerer is when you are born with the magic. Wizard is you are learning it, and it was a big thing with his characters. You remember I mentioned he had to go into stores? It's because he had to get paper so he could write down new spells.
But he's okay. I know that wouldn't that make him both then? Because within the narrative of
he's a wizard.
He's a wizard in the actual gameplay, but I'm just saying in terms of the narrative though, if you say that a sorcerer is born with it, he's technically born with it.
Yeah, in terms of maybe in the narrative it's just
But
I think in
mechanically,
narrative they wanted the wizard school and the wizard stuff that he went through to kind of feel more like Hogwarts, where you're born with it and then you go study.
Yeah.
But in terms of functionally within the game, the idea is supposed to be wizards are studied. They learn how to control the magic.
I guess in terms of like mechanically, he's a wizard. Like that's what his class is. Okay.
He is a wizard.
Who am I missing? Oh shit.
You have done
Taliesin's character.
Taliesin's character. Take a guess. You won't get it, but take a guess.
He's an artificer.
No, he is a what was it? A blood something. Blood magic.
Oh yeah, that's where you were like, because you did it was a version of you did it, and it was the witch hunter.
Yeah, it's kind of a version of that, but it's the blood something. Blood hunter, I think is what he was.
Yes, I remember that. I remember this because you did do a version. Because when I went artificer, I guessed artificer earlier, and you went, that's interesting because you played an artificer at one point. So that's why
I did play an artificer, but that's an official class. Whereas when Taliesin played this, the one that he was playing, the blood hunter, again, as far as I know, wasn't official.
Interesting.
It was a homebrew class.
The only one I can't figure out. I'm going to put a pin.
Also, the reason why I say that it's hard for me to say exactly what Taliesin is because without getting into specific details, he won't always be playing this character.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense. I can see that. That makes sense.
Without going into details.
So Fjord is the one I couldn't figure out. The entire time.
Yeah, that's because from what I remember in the show,
well,
they don't really. Let me just real quick. They don't really get to a point where it becomes obvious what he is.
So my guess is he's a paladin, like a dark paladin, or either a paladin or a cleric.
So okay.
Because he's got a hold on, let me give you my justification. Because he's got a what's the word, deity that powers his powers, so he gets his powers from.
So,
or a warlock, maybe a warlock. Paladin, warlock.
No, warlock.
Interesting. Because the reason why I kept going paladin was because he's
at a certain point he multi-classes though, and without going into details, what he multi-classes as is, I believe, paladin, warlock.
Well, yeah, because the sword made me go paladin.
It's funny that you say sword comes from the warlock part.
That really, the sword comes from the warlock part. That's fascinating.
Eventually, at a certain point, he gets a different blade, which does come from the paladin half. But
interesting. The only reason why I guess warlock is because he has an attachment to a dark master, and that. So I'm. Oh yeah. Sorry, Jester. I forgot about Jester. Jester's a cleric, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her cleric class is arcane twister. Arcane trickster, from what I remember.
Is the fact that the traveler, they're doubting whether or not she exists, is that part of her character in the campaign?
Absolutely.
Interesting. Do you find I thought it was
you find out. Yes, you find out more about it, and I'm not going to tell you anything else because I'm very interested to see exactly what they do in the show, and B, it's funny and that it's not something I want to spoil.
My guess is I think I don't think he's actually a god. I think there's some what's the word I'm looking for? I think there's some trickery happening there. I don't know. Their relationship was odd. That was an odd reveal where it turned out he was real. Oh, that's interesting. I'm spoiling the end of the show.
Again, I don't want to. I'm not gonna make any comments, even though there's one that I could make, which would be kind of a hint, but I'm not going to.
Didn't love the ending. It didn't. The season didn't so much end as it just kind of stopped.
I don't remember how it ends. It's been a while since I watched it.
They wind up with the that's another thing. Ashley Johnson's clearly playing a barbarian. That's really obvious.
Yeah.
Here's a thing that I'm gonna glean from these episodes, and you're gonna. I'm curious. Did she not show up for a while? Was she not there for a while? Because it's interesting to me that the team is fully formed. They're the Mighty Nein, and then she. It's so weird. It's weird that she's in the theme song because she's.
This point,
well, hold on. Let me finish my question. Because it's weird that she's in the theme song because she's only in the show twice. She's in two episodes, and she's in a minute-long scene each, and that's it.
So it's at this point that I have to tell you something, Justin. This show is drastically different than the source material. Drastically. So you know how you said that it's nice how in this show they take the time to give you the background and how they met and the introduction of all the characters and there's episodes where you kind of see where they came from. That doesn't happen in the original. In the original, they start in a tavern. They're all sitting together except for Caleb and Nott, and they meet in a tavern. That's how they meet. So all that background, all those episodes where they come together, where they find each other, that's entirely new for the show.
Including Ashley Johnson.
Including Ashley Johnson. Ashley Johnson. So you know how they go to the carnival?
Yeah.
She worked at the carnival.
Oh, interesting.
She was a bouncer at the carnival, and so early on in the Mighty Nein, she was busy doing other shows, and so Yasha would just fuck off. She would just go off on her own and fuck off for a while until the next episode that Ashley Johnson could be there, and then Yasha just found us again somehow. No matter where we are,
she's basically
to do away with that narratively, it just made sense to just do her differently.
So she never stops doing that. She fucks off for multiple weeks and isn't there. Shit that she does in campaign 1.
At a certain point, when she finishes the show that she was on, then she stays constantly.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
But up until that point, no, she was busy, man. She had a career.
Pike is the same way. Pike fucks off for long periods of time, and then she just happens to show up again.
And so narratively, when they were making this one into a show, they were like, well, we're already taking the time to introduce like characters in a different way. We're bringing characters in early that weren't there. We're bringing in characters late that were there right away. They clearly were like, well, we'll just have her show up in a different way.
Yeah, it's just weird to me because again, she's in the theme song, and the theme song would indicate to you that she's a major character, and she's not.
Oh, she is a major character.
I know, but she's not.
She is.
She's
not yet.
No, it's not. In the show, she's not.
Right, but I'm saying in terms of like.
Oh yeah,
the
I know. She's Pike. She's
a
major character in the group. I'm just saying in this show, she's in like 2 scenes. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I always kept waiting for her to show up. I was like, who does? Because I kept
Yasha.
skipping the theme song. Because I didn't want anything spoiled. I didn't want to know who was playing which character. I just wanted to be able to guess, based on vibes. And like I kept being like, who's Ashley Johnson's character? Who's Ashley Johnson's character? She's not in this. When is she gonna show up? And then she shows up as the Widowmaker, and she's a fucking badass. Orphan Maker. That was it. I mean, is it not the same thing, Jordan? When you get down to it.
Yeah. Who could say?
But these characters are so funny because, like, yeah, they kind of are just really just direct responses to their previous characters. Like,
did you ever end up going back and watching the scene with Jester and? No,
I completely forgot to do that. I have to do that.
Yeah, I'll have to show you that after.
But yeah, they're pretty direct. Like you could tell.
Fjord.
Like for example, like Ashley Johnson got sick to death of getting fucking dinged on clanging around in armor, so she created a barbarian where she could just, it's just easy. You just slice and dice. It's nice and easy. Or like,
Marisha Ray got tired of managing all her spells and just wanted to punch things.
Right. She got tired of playing a soft-spoken character who was easygoing, so she wanted to make this character rough and tough.
A bitch.
The twins. That's the twins' least favorite character is Beau.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny when you're
to be fair, in their defense, a number of Marisha Ray's characters are not favorites.
No one's favorite character is.
I don't really like who she plays in Campaign 3.
I was gonna say no one's favorite character is Keyleth. I'm just saying.
I mean, I like Keyleth in Campaign 3.
I mean, yeah, but she's not your favorite character.
I mean, no, she's not. In Campaign 2, that would definitely be Jester.
Thus far, honestly, it's Fjord. I really like Fjord. Like Fjord is another example of he's a character that exists in direct contrast to Grog, where it's like, instead of being a big dumb brute who big dumb brutes his way through life, he's a smart guy now. Instead of being brute force, he's got a bit of nuance and a bit of tact to him now. Like, and all of their characters kind of like that. Like, Nott the Brave is very definitely like the opposite of Scanlan. Although Nott the Brave is a fascinating character because like it seems like it's gonna be a one joke character. Like early on, you're like, oh, the voice is gonna get old and it's a one joke character. But like I like the bit that she clearly has a backstory to her that they haven't gotten into yet, and it's clearly tragic. And that's interesting to me.
Yes,
like
it is.
That. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, that
it's
being
not that
said,
I don't like Scanlan, but I'm jiving. I'm connecting to these characters.
The way that I've heard it.
Don't get me wrong, but
the way that I've heard it put into words, and I tend to agree with this kind of assessment, is if Vox Machina is the Hobbit, Mighty Nein is the Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, that's an interesting comparison. I've only watched the 8 episodes. I can see what you mean.
Like it's just it still exists in the same world, but it has more depth, more nuance.
Like, even the bad guys, I was getting into I really like the bad guy in this is really
so
good.
Like without getting into spoilers for like where the campaign and stuff, there's geopolitical aspects of like who's evil, who's not evil. Are they doing the right thing? Are they helping the right people? What should they do? Are they doing the right thing? And there's a lot more depth to it than Mighty Nein or than Vox Machina's. Oh, it's Vecna. He's the source of all evil. Spoiler alert. Like the
It's the
obvious bad
it's 5
guy.
evil dragons. They need to be beaten.
Or what have you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the nuances of what is evil are a lot more subtle.
If I were to make a criticism, I would say that, it does tend to feel that the Mighty Nein in the show, the Mighty Nein and the main conflict of the season are completely removed from each other for like 90% of it until the final episode. But I was into the characters so much, and the problems they were solving were so interesting that it didn't bother me. But you could definitely notice it that they're off in their little corner. Also,
my
backstory
one problem.
is fucked.
My one problem, and this is just a result of going from like I don't even remember how many episodes it was, like 200 episode campaign or something.
Yeah.
This is just a
Pacing
result
is
of
probably
it
breakneck.
Not even just so much that the pacing is not as breakneck as you would think, because they've kind of changed the story to work for a show.
Yeah.
My problem is more with the characters, where I'm trying to figure out a way to articulate this. They're good in the show, but they feel like hollow versions of the versions I know.
No, interesting. I mean, that's because they are. But to be fair, I would say the same thing about having
Vox
watched.
Machina.
I would say the same thing about Vox Machina. It's just a consequence
Absolutely.
of dripping this down to 8 episodes when it's hundreds of episodes long.
Yeah, that's where I say I know that, but it's a thing that, as a person who has seen it, that I know.
Compare this to Invincible, where it's like Invincible has the same issue, where that is condensing hundreds and hundreds of issues of comic books into 8 episodes, right? I didn't feel that watching this, which is, I guess, is interesting.
It's because the difference between the two is that.
Also, I no issue with the runtime here. I thought 40 minutes is the perfect runtime for this show. It's the correct runtime. It never felt overly long. The none of the scenes felt like they dragged. It is the perfect length for this show.
Nice. I think part of why the transition works better for this show is because of all the years that they've played doing D&D, it has made them, I guess, in my opinion, better storytellers.
Yeah, fair enough. Be interesting to see if they do a Hell's Bells show, and if they all cross over at the end.
I almost feel like they have to.
We'll see, I guess.
But it's going to be interesting.
What if they were smart?
I'm fascinated with the Mighty Nein in particular, because they have introduced certain characters earlier, and frankly, because they've killed certain characters which didn't die in the original. I'm interested to see the snowball.
Oh, that was the bit before we move on that I wanted to say, which was that this show is also bloody and violent, but it uses its blood and violence better, where it's not so over the top with its violence that it washes over you. Whereas when something violent happens and someone gets disemboweled or cut in half, because it's infrequent, it's actually impactful and it means something. Where it's not like a guy just randomly getting his guts torn out. I don't know. This is also graphic and violent, but it works in this way better. Like, I enjoyed this so much more than I did Invincible.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No, that's it. That's the Mighty Nein.
Hey there everybody, it's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments down below. Are you a fan of the Mighty Nein, or Vox Machina, or Critical Role, or anything in between? Let me know what you thought of this show down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that this is from, our It Came From Amazon special, you can click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.